Hey, what's up everybody? This is James from the Islands, and I am starting to do video reviews and stuff like that because I got a ton of gear, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should go ahead and start doing my own wedding channel and stuff. So, and one thing about me is I'm not really concerned about being a big YouTuber or anything like that. I just want to do this for fun. If you like, you can go ahead and check out my wedding videos just to see what kind of skills I got, and whether you want to listen to me or not. But anyhow, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get to what this video is about. This makes the second time that I am doing this video. The first time I just didn't like where I was looking, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and just redo this video and use footage from the testing that I did the last time. So I went ahead and went behind the bushes. I got permission, by the way, and I went for a distance test. I did like a lot of blocking tests for this product to test out and see how good it does whenever things are in the way. Also, I went ahead and took it on a wedding shoot one time, and I also had backup mics just in case anything failed, but I went ahead and used it at a wedding. Okay, I just want to go ahead and interrupt here. I'll be doing like several post interruptions during this video, but this wedding right here was a small, simple wedding. You know, they just wanted it very small and simple, and I put the camera on a tripod, so this is not my main camera view. My wedding videos are really nice. You can check them out online at any time, but this is the camera that I have sitting on a tripod as a backup camera just in case I trip and fall, something like that, you know. Also, the mic that I have outside, it's a shotgun mic that I used, and it's just a simple $20 shotgun mic. Not a bad mic, but it's a task car, I believe. But anyhow, this video ain't about that mic. It's about the Samarams, and also you may notice that I'm not doing it inside. A lot of people do these tests inside in their studio, and honestly, I wanted to do it outside just so that you can get, you know, worst case scenario kind of situation. As far as this wedding goes, I have to say I really liked it, and I think it did a really good job. Here's an example at a small church, and you're going to hear how it sounds here. Now, if you're in a church with a lot of echo, well, you're probably going to have to deal with a lot of echo, but that's just about any mic. But I digress. Now, in this clip, you will hear some paper rattling. That's only because I had him to put the mic on his Bible, so that, you know, because I had the regular lapel mic on him. And, you know, at the time I was just testing this mic out. So I was like, you know what, I'll just put it on his Bible. You know, that way it'll look pretty good. And you still get really good sound from it. And you can judge for yourself.
We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. And be thankful unto him. And bless his name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. And his truth endures to all generations. You know, this psalm is an interesting psalm because it comes as a response to several psalms that were written previously that talk about the greatness and the kingdom.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, and I hope you enjoyed the sound quality, but that's the sound quality you'll get out of it. I'm sure some of you audio guys can probably, you know, do some effects to the audio, which make it even sound even better. I'm not really an audio guy, so I'm not all that great when it comes to stuff like that. I only know the basics. But anyhow, I digress. Now, this is pretty much what it sounds like in a church setting. And, of course, this church wasn't all that echoey. If you're dealing with the church that's really echoing, you might have some issues, but that's just about with any mic. Alright, so now let's go ahead and switch over to some of the testing that I did outside. Now, the outside testing, I'll be walking around trees, bushes, and all that. However, you won't be able to see it on camera, but as I'm talking, you're going to pretty much hear it. And as I'm talking, you're going to hear me cutting in and out because I'm constantly moving, and I'm moving behind stuff. And I also have the mic in my pocket. So it is going to kind of cut in and out because, for one, I have it in my pocket and I'm going around trees and bushes. That ends up, it's kind of expected, really, you know. Now later on you're going to see in a distance test where you get a lot more better results, for the simple fact that, you know, there's nothing blocking me or anything like that, and I only have the you know, the mic in my pocket. See me, but here I go. It's kind of noisy because you have some I don't know, crickets or whatever it's called buzzing. I don't know if you hear that, but anyhow, again, like I said, you probably won't see me on a camera, but I am walking away. I'm walking behind those bushes. I don't know if you can see me. You might be able to see me right here, but I am walking, and I'm walking away from the camera. 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm getting ready to walk behind this tree. 3, 2, 1. I'm still talking. It's picking up because this tree is actually blocking the signal to it, and there's like a whole bunch of bushes. Now, to be fair with this mic, I was going around a lot of bushes and trees, but whenever I would stand still, even though I'm behind those bushes or behind those trees, it will still connect. And, you know, while I was standing still, it was doing just fine. It's just whenever I would start moving, that's where I had the connection issues. Distance test anyway. But I am a pretty good ways away from the camera. Now, if you take my advice and you decide to use this for a wedding, your backup camera shouldn't be this far away from the front of the altar. You should keep your backup camera kind of close so it'll pick up the audio real good, and you won't have no problems with blockage or anything like that. Okay, I ain't gonna finish the blocking test because I did the blocking test a lot. But you kind of get the idea, you know, if you have stuff blocking you and you're moving around a lot, it's not going to connect. If you have stuff blocking you, but you are standing still, you're not doing a whole lot of movement, it'll still connect to the camera, which is really good. Alright, so now let's go ahead and fast forward to the distance testing. But before I do that, I decided to be a little silly and try to do a vlog. I suck at vlogging, but this might give you an idea if you want to use this mic for vlogging. Now, a little disclaimer here, I had a tripod and I kind of, you know, stretched it out pretty far in order to do this because I had a 35mm lens on there. So, you know, just so that you know. And that's the reason why I was breathing heavy. Not only that, I'm fat too, so yeah. Currently losing weight though. I totally suck at this. This is what happens when you have a 35mm on a Sony and you're trying to do a vlog with it. Not so good, but this will give you an idea how good the sound would be if you was doing a vlogging. Huh? You didn't do it? Okay. I had some neighbors kind of look at me like I'm crazy or something like that. But anyhow, so we're in this field here today, and we're going to go ahead and do some distance testing for this lavalier mic. So let's go ahead and do some tests here. Abba dabba do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. La 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 da da da. See, I'm gonna go ahead and walk down to that tree and around, and it'll give you a good idea. Down that tree is like a pretty good ways down that way, you know. So we'll go test it out and see how good it does with that. If it works good, you know, if you get a good signal. I'm actually pointed away, but it is right here in this pocket, right there. Of course, I need to look back, make sure someone ain't stealing my camera. You know, I would hate for someone to steal my camera. Maybe I should do this distance testing somewhere else. You know, I'll just hide my camera a little away from the road. Hopefully nobody steals my camera while I got my back turned to it. But I want to go all the way to the tree here and see if I'm going to have any issue with the the distance testing or anything like that. Let's make it to the tree. Of course, this is exercise for my eyes. I shouldn't have said that, but this would be good exercise for me. So let me just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. Here, with the heavy breathing stuff. Please go on to get so what the hell you call them? Pretty darn loud. Made it all the way to the tree. Now my way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69. I don't feel like counting no more. I'm tired of counting. But definitely I know it got to be reconnected anyways. Okay, I went ahead and stopped it right here. Basically, you know, at this distance, it's reconnection and you got good connection. And it stayed connected all the way till I got back up to the camera, you know, and, you know, my fat butt got a good exercise. but anyhow, as you can see, it gets a pretty good distance, but why would you need to be that far from the camera anyways? I don't see why. And if you're doing a wedding ceremony, it's best to have it up close. Now, this mic is like $150 or $160, and you get 2 of the mics, so I think it's well worth it, especially if you're trying to do a wedding on a budget and you need some pretty good mics. I have to say these are pretty good mics. I do highly recommend you getting more expensive mics whenever you can afford it, but these right here get you started, and they'll work out fine for you, as you can see in the other video. And, you know, they pretty much worked out really good. But I do highly recommend you get some recorders as backup. You want to have at least one recorder, and you know, and also these mics. Now, as far as doing vlogging, perfect for this. This is perfect for blogging. And as far as doing, you know, interview settings, this is perfect. You know, of course, you want to be somewhere where it's nice and quiet, and whenever you're doing these interviews and stuff. So, but these mics will work out great for interviews. All right, so whenever you get this pouch and whenever you go to open it, you get a lot of nice little things in there. You get 2 receivers, or you get 2 transmitter and 1 receiver. This right here goes on your camera or whatever you're using to record it. If you have a recorder, or if you want to use your cell phone to record the audio, you can do that as well. Just make sure whenever you do hook this up, that if you have a cell phone, use the one that has 3 rings on it. Yeah, this one has 2 rings on it, and you need to make sure that you get the one with the 2 rings on it. The one with 3 is for cell phones. And I'll tell you a funny story behind this. Okay, funny story behind this. I gave it to a friend of mine to use at a wedding. And of course, I forgot to tell him not to use the cell phone one. He ended up using the cell phone ones, and didn't bother to check his levels on his camera to make sure that, hey, it was working. You know, he was just, you know, looking at the information on screen instead of looking at your camera. Always look at your camera and make sure that there is, you know, you can see audio levels, you know, going up and down on your camera. Also, if the camera has a audio out jack, you know, hook up some headphones and make sure it's going through the camera. So that's a word of advice. But if you're using a camera, 2 rings, using your cell phone, 3 rings. Okay? Okay, well, out there it's kind of windy out here, so you're going to see how it is when it's windy out here. And I might end up needing to put one of those cat, you know, cat things on them, dead cats. So I might need to go ahead and put those on there. So today is probably a good day to test this out because it is a little bit windy. I see the trees are blowing and stuff like that, and a little bit of breeze coming through. I think it's a good test. This is without the dead cat, and here comes some good wind. But yeah, it's without the dead cat. Now let me go ahead and grab that dead cat and put it on here. Now it does come with the dead cat. Now the dead cat, it doesn't go on the lapel mic, okay? It goes on, you know, this part of the mic right here. So, and again, like I said, there's also the lapel mic as well that you can use with this. And it is a pretty good lapel mic too. I'll get the lapel mic out another time. Okay, now we got a dead cat on. So hopefully we get a nice little breeze around here and you can see what it's like even with the breeze going. Come on. I guess God wants to be a little funny today and not give me the wind that I want, you know, so hopefully we'll get a nice little gust of wind through here, then we'll get a nice, a really good test, you know. Come on, give me that wind. How about I walk down here a little bit? I see a flag over there, but it's like no wind gusting right here. Come on, give me some wind. Give me some more wind. The flags over, there's a couple of flags over there. Someone got American and a state flag over there. Just gone. Like no tomorrow. You know what? I'm gonna turn around, go behind my camera, and go out in front of my house and see if I get a little bit more wind going. You know, can you hear that? I see flags are waving a little bit. It's somewhat windy. Come on, give me a good gust of wind. Well, how about me just blowing in the mic? I'll blow it a little bit. That was me blowing. Oh, here comes some good actual wind. Just not a whole lot. It's enough to move these flags around. And my neighborhood, they got all kinds of flags. Okay, now after changing it out, I do have a little bit of wind coming through. They don't have a dead cat for this. You have to buy your own dead cats. I happen to got some dead cats, but this didn't come with a dead cat for the lapel mics, so I didn't bother to bring one with it. Okay, but this is what it sounds like with the lapel mic. I think these mics are really good. I think they work really, really well. They was also, we also took these mics and put it on a backup mic just to see if they work pretty good on that. Hey, they also work on that backup mic too. But I have to say the microphones they sent with this they're actually really nice microphones. I mean, they work really well. We've had them on we had them on another recorder and work fine on other recorders too. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video off right here and give you my final thoughts. And my final thoughts is, if you are on a budget and you ain't got a lot of money but you want some decent sound, this is a good alternative. However, you need a backup camera to set it on, okay, because you don't want to put this on your main camera and be moving around a lot. Now, I know some YouTubers out there were probably like, oh no, you definitely don't want to use this on a wedding. They would be correct. You don't want to have this kind of setup for a wedding. But when you're working on a budget, you do what you can and it'll work just fine. I didn't have no problems with it. But eventually you want to get a good recorder like the Tascam or the Zoom or the Rode I think it's called a Rode Micro. It's a recorder version of it. Well, I think they do a transmission and a recorder of it as well. So you definitely want to get that for weddings whenever you can have the budget. But just starting out, this will definitely do you and will definitely do the trick. Now, if you're doing interviews, vlogs, pretty much anything else, I would say that this will definitely do the trick. All right, so at the end of the day, yes, I do recommend this, especially if you're just starting out, and a good budget option, really good budget option. You know, I highly recommend this. Anyways, until next time, peace out, live long and prosper.